Hey everybody, Alex here, out of the park 21 Pittsburgh Pirates franchise, episode 20. We are here fast approaching the 2022 MLB trading deadline. No, we've not done a video in a couple weeks. We got a whole lot to catch you guys up on right now. I don't even know where to begin in this episode, to be perfectly honest with you. We've made some trades, about to potentially at least make some more, but I want to start with right now, lay of the land for where the Pirates are at in the standings. As you can tell, we are 58 and 53. We are 6 games out of the first place Cardinals in the Central, but tied with the Phillies in the wild card. Let me go to expanded standings here just to check things out here. We've been up and down. At one point, we were only a game above 500, so we've kind of just fluctuated. At one point, it felt like the season was going to fall apart, and right now, again, tied with the Phillies for that second wild card spot, with the Brewers, Padres, Diamondbacks, even the Giants still potentially in contention, but we'd probably be in a better place for a couple reasons. Let me pull up the schedule first and just kind of give you a quick overview of what's happened since we last talked, and I don't want to go through the box scores for all of these. Some of these were just unfortunate bullpen. Kyle Kirk is struggling right now out of the pen. Some of them were definitely managerial errors, I would say. Let me try to find which one it was. I think it was the one against the Yankees here. There were some injuries. I didn't have my roster set well. I thought I could just manage a couple of day-to-day stuff, and what ended up happening was Mason Martin, a minor leaguer, called up for just a couple games with a DH potential. First baseman ended up playing third base for some reason. I guess someone was tired and I didn't catch it, and so he had 3 errors. So that's what happens when you try to have a first baseman play third base for the first time. 3 errors. We ended up losing 1-run game to the Yankees. This was obviously a couple weeks ago, and put us at 43 and 41. But yeah, you can kind of see did well against the Marlins, got swept by the Yankees, kind of bounced things back against the Nationals with a split. Had a really tough loss to the Cardinals not too long ago. I can't remember. It was right here, 3-2. In extra innings. We had so many chances to walk it off or tie it up, and it just did not happen. So that's a look at the schedule. I'll go with the info. You can kind of check things out month by month. Pythagorean record has us exactly at our actual record at 58 and 53. Really good at home at PNC Park. Pretty terrible on the road, unfortunately, even in 1-run games, and doing a little better versus left-handed pitching than right-hand pitching. See, month by month, fairly consistent. June was a little bit tougher to us. In July, we're starting to turn things back around, but still right there in that are we in, are we out kind of thing, and that's going to be the theme of the video. Again, injuries here. We've had so many guys get hurt. Cole Tucker right now has been day-to-day for like 7 or 8 weeks was the initial timetable. He's now down to 3 weeks with a quad strain, so I've tried to play him a little bit less, but he's still producing. So, how do you want to judge that? That's kind of a concern and something to talk about. Big injury here with Jackson Kowar, who we traded for in the offseason from the Royals. Had done awesome for us. Was really happy about this trade. And then on July 1st, tears his labrum. He's out for the year. You see his numbers there. He had a 3.14 ERA in 18 starts, an ERA plus of 138, but he is done for 2022, so that definitely hurts. We've had a ton of other injuries. I think Brian Reynolds got hurt again. I don't know if I showed you guys that before. He had a sprained knee that caused him to miss some time. Brian Hayes got hurt. Let me pull up his bio. I think he's got the apostrophe in there. I'll figure it out here in a second. There we go. Brian Hayes, he had an oblique strain. He went on the DL for a stint. Kevin Newman was injured. We've just had a really tough time of it. Yeah, he had an oblique strain and then a sore back, but the oblique injury cost him 3 weeks and another trip to the DL. So you've really played musical chairs with the team, and then you had in Kowar and Tucker, and we had another guy, Alan Cordoba, who missed some time as well. Really kind of rattled our cage a bit. Getting healthier now, other than Kowar, who obviously is not returning this year. So in a decent spot right now, but still not sure if we're going to go all the way. It's so competitive in the NL. So my thought was we're approaching the trade deadline, and obviously the question is, are we buyers or are we sellers? And we were kind of more sellers than buyers, but we were both as well. And so let me show you guys the one trade we've made so far, and then I'll preview another we're probably going to make a little bit later in the video, or in the next video I'll show you guys that one. The big move we made, Josh Bell is now a member of the Boston Red Sox, and this one was tough. This one hurt our fan interest. He was a really popular guy. Obviously had a great season for the Pirates 2 years ago. You see the numbers here. 2022 to hit 30, or 2021 I should say, 32 home runs, 102 RBIs. He was excellent. The bat was just not great. He had just kind of fallen back off this year. For the Pirates, only 9 home runs before we traded him. This was a couple of days ago. We dealt him average under 240. Still getting on base at a good clip, but the power just didn't materialize. He was going to be a free agent after the year. He wanted a $100 million deal. I knew I was not going to be able to pay that, could not afford it, and so he is now a member of the Red Sox. And let's look at what we got in return for him first, and I'll explain after that why I think it's logical in terms of the games world to make this move to Boston. But we ended up trading. It was kind of a bigger deal. We traded a couple of other minor league guys, Blake Sable, a catcher who's got pretty poor catcher rating, so I was not too concerned with moving him, even though he was doing well with the bat in the minor leagues. He was an A ball for us. So no, he was not doing well. I misspoke there, but they liked him. They wanted to put him in the trade, so I had no issue with that. They also like Justin Harrier, a shortstop. Looks like maybe some sort of super utility type guy. One thing I wish with this game was that they would put these guys in the right minor league system. All those guys get sent to rookie league, and the AI never ends up adjusting it. But he was in high A ball for us. He was the guy having a pretty strong season, but the bat is pretty limited, and I got enough infielders that can play defense. It's kind of my focus, so I was willing to give up Justin Herrera, I think is how you say that, to Boston. In return, more to the point here, we are getting the big piece of the puzzle is Nick Decker with us. Unable to trade Adam Frazier. That's unlikely to happen because no teams want him. I don't totally understand that. We'll talk about that in a second, but probably not going to have Adam Frazier out in right field next year. We do have former first-round pick Jimmy Kolenke, who's doing well, but I can at least add some competition with Nick Decker. The big reason why I wanted to trade for Nick Decker was the power. We need more power on this team. For I think every single season out of the park so far, we've been like dead last in home runs, including this year. And he's got 60 home run power, 65 gap power. I wish he was not a line drive hitter, but I'll have to live with it. At least have some gap power and get some doubles. We just do not have the power on the team right now. Plus, he's pretty competent defensively. He strikes out a little bit more than what I would like, but see some of the numbers here. Hit 12 home runs in Double-A for Boston. He's already got 2 home runs for the Curve in Double-A since the trade happened on the 24th. So that's a guy that I think will definitely be competing really hard with Jimmy Kolenke next year in right field. So that's the approach with trading for Nick Decker. 2 other pieces in the deal. Starting pitcher Logan Gillespie, I believe is how you say that. Finesse pitcher, I prefer power, but could not really find it. I was trying to trade Josh Bell for a really top-tier starting pitcher. Just did not happen because it's a rental, and Bell was not playing that well this year, and so I had to kind of settle. And this is a guy that was struggling. He had been in I think high A ball and done well, but every time he was getting moved up to Double-A last year, and this year he was really getting struggled. He's got to start for us this year. He's in Triple-A. I guess I'll keep him there if he's gonna pitch like that. But he's kind of got a Musgrove type feel. The stuff is not overwhelming. He sits in the low to maybe mid 90s at his best, but a good fastball, slider, changeup with at least potential for good control. Although he's a little bit older, and so I don't know how much exactly he'll reach that potential at this point. Weirdly enough, he's actually got some two-way ability. I don't know if we're really going to use him there, but he could be a first baseman, probably more likely, I should say, a catcher. It's not a great profile, but at least he could hold his own in the NL, assuming he sticks with us as a starting pitcher, which he probably will. So, wanted to get an arm because there are some potential starting pitching changes we're going to make next year, just maybe losing Trevor Williams or someone like that. So I did want to add another arm in the system, and then kind of a throw in Rowdy Jordan, getting our own kind of utility type guy back. Good base running and good speed. Probably not ever going to really do a whole lot for us. But he's 23, and his personality is not great, but he's got high intelligence, so that's kind of a wash overall. So just kind of getting some probably organizational depth in return. Now, the reason why I said it made sense for Boston was they're competing for a playoff spot. They're struggling a little bit right now, but they're 56 and 52. They are wild card wise. Where are they at? They're 4 games out. They were doing better before. I think they kind of hit a bit of a slump here, but they needed some power and some first base DH help. And the guys they had at first base is Travis Shaw, who is hitting with some power, but he's hitting a $187 as well, and his OPS plus is 85. So he's not really giving a whole lot in that regard. And they had a DH, and I don't know. Let me see if I can find him here in a second for you guys. Yeah, here's the guy, Michael Chavis. They had him as working as, I think, largely a DH this year. He has not really played a whole lot in the field, and he was only hitting at the time, I think even worse than this, but hitting 227 with 11 home runs and striking out a ton. So it felt like Josh Bell was somebody. Looks like they're going to play him at DH and have Travis Shaw be at first base, but seems like somebody that could come in and start for them right away and give them a little bit better bat, with still obviously power potential, just not really showing it right now. Josh Bell isn't, but that was the idea, and of course, monetarily, front office wise, they got all the money in the world, so that's not an issue for them as well. If they lose him, then then they can go sign somebody else for, $100 million, and it's not going to really hurt them too much. So it made sense they were going to be buyers. They want to acquire at the deadline. They needed some help with some power and some guys that could play first. A potential DH for them, that's going to be Josh Bell's role. That's probably ideal for him. So I felt like Boston was the best candidate to be buyers at the deadline that needed Josh Bell, and that's how the deal unfolded. Now, I know I said that we were sellers, primarily sellers, but we also did a little bit of buying too, because, hey, we are still 5 games above 500. We have an outside shot to make noise in the Central and certainly competing hard for a wild card spot right now. So with Bell still struggling, I was more apt to part with him because does not feel like a huge loss because the guy was just not producing this year. So I wanted to get power in lineup because, again, like I said, we are dead last here with 15th in home runs with just 81. So who did I go acquire? I got CJ Cron, formerly of the San Francisco Giants. He's played 3 games for us, started 2, not off to a great start, but with only 7 games started with the Giants, he had hit 7 home runs, and he was doing a really good job as a pinch hitter as well. Now, he may split in platoon with O'Neal Cruz, but he had hit 4 of his 7 home runs had come as a pinch hitter, so that's someone that could really be a good power bat. It's not going to strike out a ton. His numbers look good, better than what the scouting report indicates, so I wanted to go out and get CJ Cron to be a power bat to kind of replace Josh Bell. He's a free agent after the year. Bell's contract's off the books, so financially, I have no problem with that. He's a fly ball hitter as well. So his career, he hit almost 20 home runs a couple years ago with the Tigers. So I like this one as a rental. We'll show you what we gave up for Bell. We gave up Fleury Nova. Since I got Decker, we already kind of have a bunch of outfielders in the system. I was willing to part with him. He had done pretty well in rookie league. He's probably a little advanced to be in the rookie league still, but someone that's good defensively, but just not really useful to me right now. So give them probably better the prospect than if I could have given them a worse prospects than that. We also gave them Aaron Shackleford, who seems like very much a AAA type player. He's actually in high A ball at 25 years old, doing well, but again, pretty advanced for him. But they tacked it on, and the Giants were really sellers, so it made sense that they would dump a veteran like Cron. They now they're kind of climbing back into it, where I'm in the AL for some reason. They're kind of climbing back into it, but they're still 5 games below 500. They are 5 games out of a wild card spot, the second wild card spot, competing with a bunch of teams. So for them to deal a 30-year-old like CJ Cron makes sense, and plus it gives them more time to play Luan Diaz, who I remember we talked about him in the offseason. I really wanted to go get this guy. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because he's got some power, 16 home runs for the Giants, but his on-base percentage is below 300. His OPS plus is only 92. So that's why, even though guys look good on paper, if they have not been in the majors before, which this guy hadn't been until he became a free agent, you just never quite know how they're going to sim and how they're going to work out. So happy I did not go after Luis Diaz, but he'll get more time to play for the Giants. One guy that I have not traded for yet, because I'm going to get a scouting report on him today, because you see our scouting accuracy is very low on him right now. We still have a day or two before the deadline. But Taib bin Labib, which is just a A-plus type name for sure. And I think I'm going to go ahead and try to get him. I don't know exactly what I'd have to give up. The Yankees don't seem to value him super highly. But with Nick Birdie, I'm not trading him now, but in the offseason, that certainly could be a possibility. Probably more likely than not at this point. Just trying to add as many power arms for the bullpen as possible, so he'll be there with Will Klein and Joe Boyle and whoever else I decide to add. But you see, he's got potential to be elite stuff kind of guy. He is struggling in short season A ball right now. ERA getting close to 6, actually just under 6, but I like the potential, so probably going to go ahead and try to trade for him shortly. After this video concludes. Quick look around the league, and I got to give Out of the Park a lot of credit for this, because I'm sure one of the hardest things to code in a game is trade AI logic, but I think Out of the Park does a really nice job with it, especially this year. Maybe paying more attention to it now than I have before, but this one makes a lot of sense. Because, for example, this is a trade that just happened. Stewart Aquino, a pitcher I was actually looking at Aquino potentially when he was with the Angels, and a potential Josh Bell deal that did not happen ultimately, but he's now a Tiger. So the Tigers, who were terrible, quick look at the standings. They're one of the worst teams in baseball, with the Angels, who are trying to maybe compete for a spot. They're a little bit out of it right now, but they're trying to surge late. But you can kind of see the Angels theoretically being buyers right now, and so the Tigers, who are certainly sellers, are going to trade away Yasiel Puig, who's a free agent at the end of the year, to try to acquire some prospects. So I like that logic. It makes sense. There's a couple other examples of that if I can try to find one here in a moment. Like this one, for example, the Cubs trading away Corey Knievel, who's going to be a free agent after the year, to Oakland, who are competitors this year. So the Cubs will get not a great prospect, but still somebody to get, and someone certainly with team control and a first baseman that looks pretty interesting because the Cubs aren't doing anything this year. The Cubs are having a really poor year. They are 40-68, while Oakland is 65-45 and comfortably right now in that first wild card spot. So it makes sense for Oakland to buy, Chicago to sell. Chicago's dealing a player that's expiring contract. Oakland's taking that on, so that guy's a free agent after the year, so they're not to have that good contract forever. Just makes a lot of sense. So off topic, I know, but credits out of the park for, I think, really coding some good trade logic to the game. One other move I should mention before we go ahead and play a game against Milwaukee, Jacob Stallings, who has certainly provided a lot of value to us, provided a lot of leadership to us, is very close to being DFA. I think we're going to bring up Jonah Heim, who is starting to struggle a little bit in AAA. I think he's just getting to the point where it feels like you have to go ahead and call this guy up. So Stallings hitting a $191 this year, done okay behind the plate, but not great. And so this could be very much the end for Jacob Stallings. Unfortunately, if that move becomes official, I'll probably touch on that in the next video. All right, getting ready to play against the Brew Crew, who we're competing with for that second spot in the NL Central, and certainly a wild card spot. Kind of look at their lineup here. Alec Baum is having a great season. They're up to 29 home runs. They got a lot of power, no doubt about that. Our lineup here with Newman, Hayes, Frazier, Reynolds, Cron hitting on the fifth spot, Barrera, Cole Tucker at short, and Billy Hamilton. He's got good success against starting pitcher Kyle Hendricks. He's 4 for 8 versus him. Hendricks having an okay season, and for us, James Marvel did get called up to replace Jackson Kowar when he went on season-ending disabled list, and so Kowar has done middling, but we'll see what he can do today versus the Brewers. We'll take you out to Miller Park for first pitch between the Pirates and the Brewers. Alright, good to be with you guys again for Out of the Park. I know it's been a couple of days since we've done a video, maybe a week and a half or so, but been a little busy, but happy to be back here as the Pirates still competing. Surprised we were doing this well. I felt like the season was going to get away from us a couple times as the Brewers start things off with a single to right. That is... Okay, no, that's us. Why am I saying? That's Kevin Newman. The jerseys kind of threw me off, but that's quickly going to be erased by a double play as Brian Hayes hits into it. Yeah, you can tell it's been a little bit since I played this game. Had to take a little break from it, but we are back, and now we've Adam Frazier with 2 outs, nobody on. Brewers trying to compete. They're very close on that edge between is it all going to come together or not for them. They're sitting right around 500, and for us, I feel like we don't have a whole lot of margin of error either, as Adam Frazier gets an infield single to bring up Brian Reynolds, who not having the best year, had some injuries. Unfortunately, that's kind of hurt him, as he will strike out. And so we'll head bottom first, as the Pirates can't do anything with their pair of hits. Facing Keston Herrera, Brewers just made a trade, trading away one of their second basemen for a starting pitcher, which was a little curious decision, but that's the decision that's been made, as that one from Herrera is going to get through the wall. I think that's a double. Still some animation issues. Call that a double, though, for Herrera, as that's a good way to start for the Brewers to bring up Arcia, hitting .276 this season. Facing Marvel, again, who is in for the injured Jackson Kowar. Thought about trading for a starting pitcher. Couldn't really find anyone that fit well, maybe 1 or 2 guys, but probably just not worth it at this point. So we're just going to likely stand pat with that. Don't want to be too much buyers or too much sellers either. Adam Frazier's likely to stay. He was in a terrible slump. He's kind of finally come out of it. And James Marvel has found himself in a bit of trouble after walking Yelich on 4 pitches. Runners in the corners, 1 out. Nobody has scored yet, but the Brewers are threatening. And you got to face Alec Boehm, who's having a breakout season for Milwaukee. 0-1 count. Marvel's stuff is not overpowering, and that one's going to find the gap in left center. That's going to bring home at least 1, potentially 2. So Milwaukee takes a 1-0 lead. Runner at third will hold, but Marvel's still in some big trouble, as Brewers have a pretty good lineup this year. Urshela? Yeah, that's how you say it. Gio Urshela. Up the bat. 2-2 count. And finally, Marvel gets a strikeout. It's got to do it one more time, though. Facing Navarez. That is the catcher. Good at baseball back in real life, though. Even though the Pirates are probably going to be really, really bad in real life. They are 0-2 as of recording this video. And so Marvel's able to limit the damage to just 1 run, but the Brewers do take a 1-0 lead. CJ Cron coming up here. I believe his third start for the Pirates. It's getting traded from San Francisco, and he will strike out on the changeup from Kyle Hendricks. Trace Barrera, catcher, having a nice season. That's a trade I feel like we did win. That was, I think, the Kella deal. I think so far that's worked pretty well for us because Kella is now in Boston. He just spent the rest of that year in Washington and left after the season. Cole Tucker, trying to battle through that quad strain. That should help. A single into left field with 2 outs. And Billy Hamilton hitting 2-8, but is hitting 500 against Hendricks. So a chance here. 1-2 count, though. And he will tap that to short. Throw on second. That'll be the third out. We'll head bottom second. Brewers still up 1-0. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the trade. If you guys like the deals, if you feel like I should have done something more, been more aggressive, either buying or selling, and just kind of your general thought on the team. And there's another walk for Marvel. That's his second of the game. Runner's going to go. Barrera's not going to get him. And that one's going to get passed. So that one's even worse as the runner will move to third. That arrow goes on Barrera, a catcher, now facing Kane. Runner on third, nobody out. Do we try to pitch around? May do that a little bit. Kane's going to swing here, it looks like, and swing it pretty well to left, and that is going to be a 2-run home run for Lorenzo Cain. Milwaukee leads 3-0. Maybe I should go trade for a pitcher after this game. 2-2 count to Hendricks. He'll look at strike 3 for the first out. Yeah, question is the offense, the power, just not good enough. By the way, Justin Wilson also got hurt. Speaking of injuries, it just kind of came across my mind right now. He had a minor injury. He's on rehab assignment right now. We called up Blake Cederlin, who's doing very well, so I'm kind of content to let Wilson hang out on his rehab assignment for a little bit longer. As Marvel's able to get out of it. The grounder to Hayes, throw on the Cron, but the Brewers get 2 thanks to the Kane home run, and they lead 3-0. James Marvel leading things off. He had 2 hits and 2 RBIs in his last game, so he can swing the bat a little bit. Work the count full. And Marvel to right. The right fielder has to go back more so than he probably anticipated. Able to make the catch at the track was Gamble. Marvel put a good charge into that one, though. 0-1 to Newman. He's up and down. He'll have some good games. He'll have some ones where he goes 0 for 4 too, so maybe we should take him out of the leadoff spot as he grounds out. Bring up Brian Hayes, hitting 288. Really glad that Hayes got his average up this year. That one's got a chance to get down, but the center fielder will make a diving catch. Nice job by Kane. He's showing the bat with the home run, showing the glove with the diving catch, and the Brewers still lead 3-0 as we go bottom 3. Christian Yelich, 22 home runs, on base percentage of over 400, OPS at 938. He is a threat to say the least, and there you go. Make it another home run for Christian Yelich out to right. 411 feet, and the Brewers are up 4-0. And now you gotta face Alec Baum. So Marvel, I just don't have a lot of other pitching options right now. And maybe that's coming back to bite us. Really, really hurts to lose Jackson Kowar. As Baum will fly out the center. Hamilton with the grab. Urshela, 2-2 count. Strikes out. Quick look at the bullpen. Feels like we're going to have to go to them. Chad Kuhl, probably going to have to pitch a little bit today. See the numbers here. Cederling, 14 innings, ERA of just .64. Rest of the bullpen, unfortunately, pretty tired. So likely going to lean on Chad Kuhl a little bit today. As Marvel, diving play by Newman. Nice job there to Newman. He'll throw on the Cron for the third out. And we'll head top 4. And the Pirates, we're going to need some runs in a hurry. Adam Frazier trying to get things started. 1-1 count. He's finally broken out of that terrible slump, and there's a double down the left field line. As Frazier will slide in the second. Hopefully, he will. We'll get there safely for a leadoff double. And now it's a matter of trying to get some production with runners in scoring position. Brian Reynolds working the count full as he will poke that back up the middle. Will Frazier come in? Well, I think we're going to hold him. We're going to hold him with nobody out. No big reason to test that. Kane's got not a great arm, but just not going to test it right now. So we got some power up with CJ Cron. It's time to hit a home run. His first as a Pirate. That would be right now. 2-0 count. Hitters count to Cron. Instead, that one gets poked to third. Throw on to first. That will bring in Frazier, though. Reynolds moves to second. And the Pirates get on the board 4-1. Trace Barrera hitting 263. 10 home runs. Trace Barrera is like one of our leading home run hitters, which just says how bad we are when it comes to power. Injuries have played a small factor in that as well, but still. Full count now to Cole Tucker. Runner on second, and he hits that in the right. Do we send Reynolds? I think we're going to try it. We're going to try it, and Brian Reynolds gets home. Animation does not appear. Wish the game would kind of work on that a little bit. Maybe that's something on my end, but it's 4-2. And Tucker gets into second base. So nice job base running there for Cole Tucker. And I want to probably warm up Chad Cole in case we need to pull James Marvel, who's already at 52 pitches. So that's something to at least consider if Hamilton can get on base. Full count to Hamilton, and he will strike out, make the point. Pirates get 2, cut the lead in half, 4-2. We'll head bottom 4. Sit cool down for a moment, though. Not afraid to go to him if Marvel gets in some trouble, and odds are he will, because he's had an adventurous day so far. Now facing Gamble, the right fielder. He'll hit that to the other right fielder, Adam Frazier. Makes the catch. Frazier, we'll see if we can re-sign him after the season, but not for his current asking price, and everyone said he was an overpaid veteran and would not trade for him, so he's going to remain a bucko, and that's alright, because we're not really selling, it's not a fire sale, but and if he continues to get out of his slump and swing a decent bat, then I'm cool with just maybe letting him walk after the year. We do have Glowenke and the guy we traded for Decker as potential replacements for 2023. As that's a 2-out single for the pitcher. I didn't realize that, Kyle Hendricks. So Marvel making it interesting, as only he knows how to do. 1-1 to Herrera, the leadoff hitter. And that one hit the center. Hamilton drifts back to his right, near the track. We'll go ahead and snag it, and we'll head top 5. Still down 2. Do we leave Marvel in? 65 pitches, 4 earned. I think he's got to face a good part of the order coming up. Let's see what Chad Cole's movement rating is. It's 50, and Marvel's movement rating is 50 as well. We're going to leave Marvel in if the runner's on base or something. I'll probably take him out for 4 innings with a bullpen that's not in terrific shape right now, fatigue-wise. We're going to go ahead and let Marvel swing the bat here. 1-2 count, and he will strike out. Kyle Hendricks, 4 1/3 here. That's his 5th K. 2-1 to Newman. That one hit to right. Decent charge. Will it get over Gamble's head? It will not. Diving play by Gamble. Great job in the outfield for the Brew Crew today. Brian Hayes, 2 out. Nobody on. Full count. Gets someone work a walk here. Hayes cannot, and he will ground out the second instead. So Pirates go 1-2-3. We'll head bottom 5. Brewers lead 4-2. Facing Arcia. He is 0-2 today. And we're going to get Cool on standby here, because I feel like it's probably going to need to be on standby at some point here. Is that one on a full count? And nice job there by Tucker. I just wish Tucker was a little better defensively, and I would have no qualms about starting him, but he's doing a nice job with the bat. Now facing Yelich, who's got a home run today. 1-2 count, though he's in the hole. Marvel will deliver, and that one dribbled back to Marvel and throws on the Cron for... Is it Cron or Crone? Maybe it's Crone. I've been saying that wrong, but you guys let me know in the comments below. Alec Baum at the plate, 0-2 count. Can Marvel record the punch out? No, and that one hit the third, though Hayes will try to get the out regardless. Nice job there, good snag by Crone, and we'll head top of the 6th, and that should be it for James Marvel. 78 pitches. We'll see. We'll think about it there with him facing the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the 6th inning. Adam Frazier leading things off, 2-2 count. And he's got another hit today, so he's, I think, 2 for 3, something like that. He's got a double and a single today. Nice job there for Adam Frazier. Thank goodness he's out of that slump, because it was him and Cruz there. Both just could not hit to save their life, and I just was not having any good options there, unfortunately. All right, Brian Reynolds, got to do something right here. 3-1 count to Reynolds. He will draw the walk. Good eye there. And Brewers going to the bullpen with Brandon Woodruff. He has got an ERA over 5 this year. And he's allowed, he's got a good strikeout rate, though. 75 Ks in 57 innings. Cron. We'll go Crone right now. He's up to bat. Again, big chance for him. He's 0-2 today. 0-2 count, though. Here's the pitch from Woodruff. And Crone looks at strike 3. That one hurts for sure. Now Trace Barrera will try to drive home those runs. And I'm going to look at Chad Cool, getting him. He's ready. All right, we'll wait on that. No great arms in the outfield. Yelich is the best in left. Barrera 1-2 count, and that one popped up. I'm not going to move anybody. Calling off the pitcher is the third baseman, Urshela, and now there's 2 away. Pirates not able to move anybody yet. Cole Tucker's got to get the job done right now. Tucker first pitch swinging. That one actually going to get away, and the runners will advance 90 feet. But Tucker's still got to go ahead and try to drive him in. Full count to Tucker. And he draws the walk. Nice job there. Good eye from Tucker. And now it's up to Billy Hamilton. And do we keep Hamilton in the game, or do we take him out and bring in a pinch hitter? Let me think this one over here for a second, guys. All right, guys, we're going to go for it here. We're going to bring in O'Neal Cruz, the lefty, to face Woodruff. Big chance here. We'll go ahead and replace Hamilton with Lolo Sanchez after the inning, but hopefully Cruz. He's going to either strike out or do something really productive. Like, those are the options right now. 2-0 count to Cruz. And that one's going to get away instead, so we'll get at least one run in, as I'm making sure that is sliding in Frazier. We'll slide across home plate, so it's 3-0 to Cruz. Do I want to swing away? We put the green light on for O'Neal Cruz. Let's do it. Let's see what happens here. 3-0 to Cruz. And I'm just going to go ahead and pitch out to get to Marvel. And that's probably a good strategy for them to kind of waste Cruz being there, because now we need to replace Marvel. And so we're going to go ahead and bring in... what we want to do here is Elmis. He's kind of in a slump right now. He's in a big slump for sure. Let's go ahead and bring in Taylor Walls. Replace Marvel. So Chad Kuhl will come in for the next inning. So Walls, bases loaded, Pirates down a run, top of the 6th, 2 outs, facing Woodruff. Walls hitting .259 this year. It's a 1-2 count. Could be trouble. And Walls hits that to center, and it's caught. Line drive, and the Pirates can't tie it up. And we have some changes we have to make. So Lolo Sanchez will replace O'Neal Cruz, who replaced Hamilton in center field. And Chad Kuhl will come in, replace James Marvel, and the pinch hitter Walls. So bench gets a little bit thinner here in the bottom of the 6th. That's unfortunate. Could not get the tying run there. Chad Kuhl not having a great season. I should mention All-Star, by the way. There's so many things in this video I knew I had to mention. I had forgotten. Steven Brault, our lone All-Star, unfortunately. So feels like an Evan Meek, Mike Gonzalez type here. We just get the random reliever who gets the nod. That is Brault's second All-Star appearance. Makes it in back-to-back years, but really there was no one super deserving. Maybe Nick Birdie had he been healthy, but he just had not really pitched enough, unfortunately. So Steven Brault, our All-Star, who is doing well, and that's not doing well, as Ben Gamble is going to hit that to right. That one's gone. Solo shot. It's 5-3 Brewers. That one just got over the right field fence, 386 feet, and the Brewers are up 2. Chad Kuhl was cruising until he wasn't. Now facing Kane. He's got a home run today. But yeah, brought that ERA of 3. I think it's risen a little bit, but that is that, as that one hit the center. Sanchez going back near the track. He'll make the catch for out number 3. The Brewers do get a run back, thanks to the, Gamble home run. It's 5-3 as we head top of the 7th. Woodruff's going to stay in to face Newman, Hayes, Frazier. We'll see how long he stays in. 2-2 to Newman, 1 for 3 today. And that one poked into right, make it 1 for 4, as Gamble will come in and snag it. Brian Hayes up now, 2-1 count. And Hayes in the left, will that drop at the left fielder's feet? It will. So 1-out single for Hayes, who really kind of just started to come on. The light came on in the playoff run last year. He's carried it over. I've been really excited about that. New pitcher coming in. It's Jenkins, Thomas Jenkins, ERA of 6.5, although he's only been in 12 innings of work. So maybe we can get to this guy a little bit. Adam Frazier will try to do so. First pitch swinging, at least we think. This will be a pass ball of some sort. Frazier hits that hard to second, and it's bobbled. An error by the second baseman, Herrera. Nice job there. Not for them, but fortunately for us, I should say. So runners first and second, 1 out, bringing up Brian Reynolds in a big spot here. Reynolds walked his last at bat, has a chance to do it again. It's 3-1, and just like last time on a 3-1 count, he will draw the walk. And just like the 6th inning, bases loaded with 1 out to bring up CJ Cron, who has to do something here. This is the opportunity with that power in that bat, facing Jenkins, who's got only average movement, does not throw hard. This is the opportunity right here. 1-0 count. And Cron hits that to center. Should be deep enough to score the runner at third. And everyone's going to advance, at least the second and third baseman will. And it's 5-4 Pirates, back within a run. All right, 5-4 Pirates again, trailing by a run. Chance to tie it again. Runners in the corners, 2 out for Trace Barrera, who's 0 for 3 today. Good time for his first hit. It's a 3-1 count to Barrera, as he will hit that to center, and just their carbon copy of the last inning, get within the run, line out to center, and cannot tie it up, unfortunately. So Pirates still down 5-4. Really crucial series here versus the Brewers, as they will turn to a pinch hitter with Dylan Cozens. He's got good power. 4 home runs and only 80 at-bats this season. Cole's already given up 1 home run. Let's not make it 2. 2-2 count. He will strike out looking. Nice job there with Cole throwing the changeup. Herrera, who had the error last inning, trying to make up for it as that one hit to Tucker at short for the second out. Now Cole was recorded 2 quick outs before, and then it all kind of fell apart with the home run to Gamble. Garcia will try to do it again. Full count. Cole will deliver. And strike 3. So Cole gets out of a couple good innings for Cole. Gave up the home run, but can't be too mad about that. He's trying to at least give our bullpen some time off. Although we'll have to turn to somebody the next inning. It'll probably be Stephen Brault. It's looking like, facing Yelich. All right, so Cole Tucker trying to put the rally cap on. Pirates down a run, top of the 8th. Base is empty. Tucker playing through that injury as he hits that one past the shortstop for a leadoff single. Nice job there for Tucker. Would pinch run, but our bench has already kind of been used up. We're about to have to replace Chad Cole. So Tucker's got good speed, but does have that quad injury. That would be the reason why I would take him out, but he's going to have to stay in. Lolo Sanchez, who replaced O'Neal Cruz, who replaced Billy Hamilton, will come in to face a new pitcher. It is Clayton Andrews. He's having a decent start to the year. Has a really good curveball changeup combination. Sanchez, quick look at his numbers because probably not really familiar with him. I'm not sure he's even up in the last video of ours, hitting just 225 this year. Did I tell you guys we traded Jason Martin? I feel like I keep forgetting and have to keep adding in random bits of information throughout this video. We traded Jason Martin as Sanchez hit the left center. That one should be caught, though, by Kane. Yeah, Jason Martin was frustrating me, so we traded him to Colorado. Hopefully I remember to show you guys that. And he's been raking in Colorado, because of course he has. So we brought up Lolo Sanchez to be probably a better center fielder anyway, because he doesn't really have a backup center fielder on the team. Anyway, Chad Cole, not going to obviously hit here. Really running out of guys on the bench. Only 2 we have left are Jacob Stallings and Almus. I guess we'll bring in Almus. I mean, they're both slumping right now. Stallings not had a good year, but we're going to go ahead and bring in Almus. Try to get something going off the bench. 2-1 to him, who's good defensively. And that one is able to squeak past the first baseman. So Steven Almus. And no, we're not gonna run there. I don't trust that with Tucker having that injury. All right, so again, chance to tie things up so that the last couple innings has yet to happen, but a good opportunity here for Kevin Newman. Full count to Newman. Newman hits that high in the air to right. Should be playable and caught. It is caught by the right fielder, Gamble. Tucker will tag, go to third. And for, I think, the 3rd straight inning, we've got the tying run on third base with 2 outs for Ke'Bryan Hayes. Facing Andrews. Hayes does well versus lefties. 0-1 count. And Hayes will hit that, line right to the third baseman. Thought it was going to go over his head. Urshela makes the grab, and the Pirates again strand runners, still trailing 5-4. So we'll head bottom 8. Stephen Brault, again, our all-star. I don't think they show it there, but check out the numbers. ERA 3.59, 70 strikeouts. Remember, I made a comment earlier this year that I don't know if Brault can do it again this year. Well, proving me wrong there. As he will record the first out. Now when I fly out to Reynolds in left, now bring up Alec Boehm. It's definitely good versus lefties. Kind of cross your fingers here. It's 1-2 count. Brault will deliver, and that one hit to right. It will be a double into the gap. Maybe even 3, but probably just 2. And yeah, that was the concern for sure, as Boehm can hit anybody, but definitely does well versus lefties. And that'll bring up Urshela, as our bullpen probably wants to get moving around a little bit. Cricky has struggled a lot lately. Don't want to really go to him. We'll look to Cedarlin, who's tired, but has really done well lately. We'll go ahead and just pitch 1-1 to Urshela. That one hit well to left, but right at Reynolds. That should hold Baum at second, and it will. So Reynolds recording both outs so far this inning. And now Navarez will come up hitting 224, 15 home runs though. Facing Brault, 0-2 to Navarez. He will strike out. So Brault's able to work around the double to Boehm, and will head top 9, needing a run against the Brewers. And it'll be tough to come by. You're facing Josh Hader, who can strike out as well as anybody. He's got a case per 9 of 15.5, 62 Ks in 36 innings, facing Frazier, Reynolds, and Crone, and got to have a run. So let's go find out if we can do it. Frazier, 2-2 count, facing Hader. I think the Brewers trying to get above that 500 mark, and that'll be the first out as Frazier will strike out swinging. Bring up Reynolds, full count now. He's walked twice today. Can he make it 3 times? Instead, he'll try to go to left. Oh, that one looked good off the crack of the bat, but at the left fielder, Yelich, and there's 2 away for Crone. He's got power, but he strikes out. At least the void case is pretty low, so we'll see what happens here. It is a 1-2 count to Crone. Hader delivers, and Crone will strike out swinging. Bad day for him. Pirates lose 5-4. All right, take a look at the box score. Pirates lose 5-4 to the Brewers. Had our chances to tie it up for sure. No excuse for this one. Brewers move to 56-53. Pirates fall to 58-54. Take a look at the box score. Had 10 hits. Each team with an error. Brewers 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. For us, Tucker did well, 3 for 3 with a walk. Reynolds drew a couple of walks. Frazier did well. Crone, fortunately, did have 2 RBIs, but yeah, just not a whole lot. 3 strikeouts. That one certainly hurt, and not a whole lot from other spots in the lineup. For the Brewers, Bohm, 2 for 4, had a couple of home runs. Again, their power certainly helped. I don't think we hit a home run. No, we didn't, and they hit 3 of them, and so that's kind of your difference in the game. Well, we only had 1 extra base hit, and that was Adam Frazier with a double. Herrera had the error. Herrera had the error for them at second. For the pitching side of things, Hendricks, not the cleanest outing, but 5 innings, 3 earned, only walked 1, struck out 5. Bullpen only allowed 1 run the rest of the way. James Marvel was serviceable, but not great. 5 innings, 4 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, allowed a pair of homers. Chow Cool allowed a home run, and Steven Brault pitched a clean inning. Player of the game was Ben Gamble. I may take up one more day to show you guys that trade I might be making with the Yankees closer prospect. So if I do that, I'll come back with you guys, and we'll talk about that to end the video. Actually, before I do that, of things I forget to tell you guys, I may mention this during the game. We did trade Jason Martin to the Rockies, who's doing nothing for us. He's now, of course, killing it in Colorado, because that's what all hitters do. He's hitting .390. He was hitting even better than that before. We traded away Jason Martin. And this reliever, Jose Maldonado, just depth for Adil Amador, I guess is how we'd say it. Really good defensive shortstop, hard to find, not great with the bat, but overall I do kind of like the potential there, again, especially defensively. He's an A-ball. He's got a long ways to go. He's only 19 years old, and we also got $500,000 in cash, so that was the trade for trading away, I should say, Jason Martin. All right, to close out the video, we have made the deal for Taib bin Labib. He's now a Pittsburgh Pirate. I'll change. He's not going to pitch in the Gulf Coast. I'll change that in a second. But yeah, power pitcher. Like the potential here. He's not going to be a starter. I'm not sure if they have some sort of opener thing going on there with him. What we give up in the deal, we gave up Luke Mangieri, first baseman, who was doing well in our minor league system in high A ball, but he's 25 years old, a little bit older prospect with OPS plus of 112. Not a lot of power, though, in his bat, at least scouting report. And the bigger piece was Tat Chu, who we signed as a minor league free agent a few years ago. Really good with the bat. I mean, he's got a good profile. He was doing really well in AAA, even hitting 324, OPS plus of 173, just 24 years old. So that all looks good. But defensively, he's just not very good. He's probably never really going to work well as an outfielder in the NL. Potential maybe DH in the AL. His fielding, yeah, I mean, he was negative 5.3 at left fielder, 0.9 in just 61 innings. In right field, negative 0.9. So good prospect, I guess, for them. Probably works better in the AL than the NL, but he's a member of the Yankees, as we will get Bin Labib to try to give us some more bullpen help and some power arms that I'm always all about. So next video will be, I don't know, we'll see kind of how the season goes, how competitive things are. Hopefully they'll be competitive. We are now 7 games out of the Central, so I'm probably not going to win the Central. A game out of the wild card spot with the Phillies, I believe, winning today, and the Brewers are hot on our heels as we'll finish up that series. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.